Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. So, before we actually shuffle the cards today, I wanted to show you this new deck I got. We won't be using it here, but look at my channel on YouTube, and we'll be doing some messages from the ocean over on that platform. Those messages would be a little bit longer than these 10-minute things, but a little more in-depth, but same idea, right? Same idea. The cards are really beautiful, so if you get a chance, go check that out. Happy Friday to everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm going to shuffle up the cards. I like Fridays because Fridays is my I don't have to wear jewelry day. I don't have to wear makeup day. I do a sound bath for our clients, so I like to just be in the right frame of mind when I do that. I do have a full day on my schedule today, but the weekend is almost here, right? Thank God. And I don't say that because I hate my job. I say that because my job exhausts me. But I digress. Here we go. What are the energies today? 10 of Wands. I'm exhausted. I mean, this is exhaustion, right? It's carrying all the burdens. It's how many more problems are you going to put on your back that maybe even aren't yours, right? So when I talk about my job, as a counselor, I hear a lot of stuff. And actually, I went to my therapist yesterday and she asked me, do you do any sort of routine or ritual or cleansing after each client? Or no, she asked me, what do I do between each client for self-care? And I said, if I'm lucky, I get a note in, right? Because I'm seeing clients literally back to back. And she said, how about you take 2 seconds and you go into the restroom and you splash cold water up to your elbows. And then as you are drying them off, I don't know, as you're washing them, right? So you're washing your hands in cold water and go all the way up to your elbow and, kind of brush the energy off of you and give yourself an intentional mini cleansing in between each client to not be so apt to carry that energy with you when you go home. So, I know that the 10 of Wands is normally about like stuff that you're carrying as far as outside stuff, but are you carrying other energies? Are we carrying other energies that we need to fluff off or brush off, if you will, right? I want to make sure you can see that card. So carrying burdens, just carrying the weight of it all. And it could also be, I don't know, maybe it's an external situation. Maybe you're carrying burdens from that. Maybe you're carrying burdens from finances. Maybe you're carrying burdens because you want to do a thing and it's best for you, but not so much best for the other person. And so you're feeling a little guilty for putting yourself first. These are all things that we carry, and they can all feel burdensome. I caught it. The world. It did fall in the upright, but when I picked it up, it was in the reverse. So are we repeating cycles, right? Again, it's got the 4 fixed signs and the 4 elements depicted in that card. We talk about carrying those burdens and bringing that energy home and stuff. We talk in my group about when you get away from what works, then it stops working, obviously. Then we go back to old habits. And maybe this inability to complete a cycle is because we're still carrying the burdens and the things from our past, right? We had a lot of cards this week that were about transformation. We need to let ourselves transform, right? And then we need to show ourselves some grace because it's not going to happen overnight. And that's what these readings are for, to remind you where you're at. 7 of Cups on its side. 7 of Cups would be the decisions, right? Feeling overwhelmed by the decisions. And we're not really sure where, this energy is just coming in from the universe. It hasn't really decided where it's going to go yet. Is it going to be too many decisions, or is it going to be in the reverse where there's some clarity there? But there's a situation, right? Situation brewing. I like this card because she just looks like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do with that? I always look like she's afraid of the snake. And funny that with the snake, we're coming out of the year of the snake and coming into the year of the fire horse on February 17th. And a lot of birds in there. And as you guys know, birds are messengers. But I'm actually being drawn to this plant today with the globe. Interesting. Maybe there's something there for you. I'm not sure. But yeah, so the energy is being undecided about this decision or this thing, right? in what's coming up. So I'm just looking at the keywords real quick. Too many choices would be in the upright, and in the reverse it would be clarity. So yeah, I was right. So I know sometimes I question myself, guys, and I have to, oh my gosh, so my little keyword sheet just fell behind the dresser. So maybe the universe is saying stop looking at the keywords. Who knows? But yeah, I was right. So the too many choices versus clarity, we're somewhere in the middle of that. But in order to have choices and clarity, you would need to have different things in front of you, right? Which is what the Wheel of Fortune is. Things are always going to change, guys. Doesn't matter what it is, they're always going to change. And I feel like this tells me that we're almost expecting it. We're ready for it. We know that, and we're starting to learn that, right? So with things changing, even if we don't know what the choices are, that could change, right? Maybe the choice will be made for you in the long run. Our advice today is the Four of Swords in reverse. Get out there. Get back out there. You did the rest. You did the rehabilitation. Now it's time to get back on the horse. And we're coming into the fire horse year. So getting back on that horse, just making sure that you can see all that. Get back on the horse and do the thing, right? We sleep so that our neural pathways, our brain heals, and neural pathways are actually solidified when we sleep. And I was actually doing some research last night on the brain and the neocortex and the prefrontal cortex and all the things. And I'm sure I won't, just because it fascinates me doesn't mean it will fascinate you. But as we learn the things, guys, we have to sleep to lock it in, right? We have to rest. We have to rest. We got to put some stuff out of our mind. Come on. There we go. Put the burdens down and ensure that we are getting our rest. But then we got to get back up and we got to use it. We got to use what we don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. Clarity. I love that because we had this. We're not really sure about the choices and the clarity. And what you don't see coming is the clarity, right? So the moon in reverse. The moon is oftentimes that which is hidden. And when I get the moon in the reverse, then it's revealed. So, yeah, good times. Didn't hurt too bad. Let's let go of some of those burdens so we don't feel like we're repeating cycles, right? And sometimes when we talk about the world in reverse, it's not so much about repeating the cycles. We just feel like we are. Because the only thing that's different when things repeat is you. That's the only thing you can control. Maybe that's the choice and the clarity. Understanding that it's all within your hands to change the cycle. And once you do that, look how powerful she is. She gets to basically direct that wheel. Yeah, I really like how powerful she looks. And then get out there and do it. Just get out there and do it because the clarity's coming. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. You guys take care, and we'll chat tomorrow.